What's up, guys? I'm Paul Joseph from the band Wine and Spirit.
I'm Jolexx from Love Dumpster.
I'm Lori Beaner from Love Dumpster.
And you're watching Backstage Pass.
You're like a hot shot in a mystical wave with a heart of gold. Don't let the fire that's in your eye for the last time burn it out on you. Make no mistake, I'm here to make it or break. And when I can't find you, lost and bound, still falling down. When I can't find you, yeah.
Good evening, everyone. We are half of Love Dumpster, a punk band from Pittsburgh. So we stripped down our songs and made them acoustic for your listening pleasure. This first song is called Bloody Lovely. I hope you like it, because if you don't, I'll take your money, I'll take your girl. Amsterdam is gonna be your world, bitch. We'll go to Vegas and East LA. The cats are gone, so now the rats are play. Huh, you're gonna want me, don't even try. I only love you when I get you high. Oh, don't run away, or I will hunt you down. I swear you better love me. You better come back to me, or I will hunt you down. I swear you better love me. Bloody lovely. I spent your money, I banged your girl, raided your stash while I rocked your world, bitch. Take back your girlfriend, that bitch was hot. You wanna get me, give it all you got. Ow, you wanna want me, don't even try. I'll love you up and leave you gonna die. Come on, don't run away, or I will hunt you down. I swear you better love me. You better come back to me, or I will hunt you down. I swear you better love me.
Bloody lovely.
Hi, I'm Jolexx, and we are at the Time Brewery in Ellwood City, and I am here with Lori and Paul, and you are watching Backstage Pass. All right, so Paul, tell me how you got started, because you said that you were playing for a lot of years, and you rocked it, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
You rocked the house.
The harmonica, that was really
Yeah, totally. So this is just going to be like a commentary, because, we all played together tonight, and I like that camaraderie. And, I want to see how did you get into playing the harmonica and also playing acoustic and all those things that you're doing?
Thank you. No, I'm in the band for Wine and Spirit. We've been in a band for about 16 years. I've been on stage for about 20 years. With the acoustic guitar, it was just simply, being around my band. I was originally a drummer in high school. We had a punk band, dude. We called ourselves the Squares. And so, me and my bass player, Derek Ruby, who's also in the band Wine and Spirit with me, we founded Wine and Spirit. And so when we were done with our punk band in high school out of Ellwood City, we ended up going to Slippery Rock University. We wanted to do like open mic nights and stuff. And I had an acoustic guitar, but I was like, man, I'm just a drummer. And he told me, like, yeah, start singing, man, And next thing you know, we were writing songs, and that's how things got going. But Wine and Spirit, I figured I'd be Paul Wine, he'd be Derek Spirit, like Simon and Garfunkel. And that's how we wanted to approach the band. And then, yeah, dude, totally. So, I'll make a long story short. We had like this crazy fanatic girl went to school with us, thought like, oh, I can get you guys to open up for Fall Out Boy and stuff like that. You should get a band together. It's like, oh my God. I called Derek. I'm like, hey, Derek, hey man, like this girl think blah blah blah. You know how we bite. Dude, MySpace days were the great days, okay? And all I gotta say is, we believed it, and like we got the band together and found out it was fake, but like she turned out to be one of our biggest fans ever, and the band was formed because of just some weird, crazy circumstance, you know.
How's everyone feeling tonight? Good? Good? All right. So, all right, I figure I'll play some rock and roll, play some good feelers here, but this is a single that my band did while we were traveling out in the Midwest. This one's called Sucker Punch. Story falls like me, free falling out like the words from a mouth that you can't repeat. And it seemed like you're in a daze and confused. Well, I'm alright, right by the rules. Well, listen to me, baby, you put up a fight. I can take a sucker punch. Why you think about love? You want me tight. Don't think you're coming on strong. Yeah, one of the things I've said tonight. Bite on your bullet, strung up your bow. It's me that you want. Cut a bird on a fly, sang you a song, shutting down the beat. And it seemed like it was yesterday, yeah, I was after you. Well, don't mind me saying the truth. Well, listen to me, baby, you put up the fight. I can take a sucker punch. I ain't think about love. You want me tight. Don't think you're coming on strong. With the things I've said tonight. With the things I said that you don't even agree, try to make me misunderstand. As I'm always passing by like the seas in the sky. Ooh, well, listen to me, baby, you put up a fight. I can take a sucker punch. Why you think about love? You want me tight. Don't think you're coming on strong. Yeah, yeah, well, listen to me, baby, now you put up a fight. I can take a sucker punch. Why you think about love? You want me tight. Don't think you're coming on strong. Yeah, yeah. With the things I've said tonight. The things I've said tonight. The things I've said tonight. Tonight.
But yeah, no, we've been together for 16 years, and you know, we've been so fortunate to travel to some cities and link up with other bands on the road and stuff, and you know, and just be able to have our third album being out last summer. And now we have a new material coming out this year. We did an Unplugged show in February at this place called Fermata Brewing in down in Ambridge. And we did this like MTV style stuff. And so we have all the tracks and stuff. We're in the process of mixing, mastering, and it's going to be like an online content only exclusively. So look out for it later this year.
Also, if you piss me off, I will use all of your full names. First, last, if I know your address and your zip code, I will do that. It will be my song. I did not Taylor Swift you, I Jennifer Olexa'd you. Okay? All right, so the next song is called Destructive.
You have been doing it longer. And that last song is very rocking if you hear like the full band playing it too. You wouldn't even know it's the same song.
So Destructive was created because I saw the most beautiful drag queen I've ever seen in my life. Always walking to the bus stop by the IKEA where I live. And she was the most beautiful, light-skinned black lady I've ever seen in my life, and she had the biggest Dolly Parton wigs ever. So I wrote this song as an anthem for her to sing to herself in the mirror, and it's called Destructive. Isn't it destructive being beautiful? I don't know how to be less than divine. Not putting on makeup could be critical. Shall we fuck at your place or at mine? Now I feel the yearning of what couldn't be. Gently burn my wings and walk away. Isn't it destructive being beautiful? Watch me as I own the goddamn runway. Getting girls to like me is impossible. Lipstick laden bitches can walk away. They know I have the face of an angel. They know that I always get my way. Hey, now I feel the yearning of what couldn't be. Gently burn my wings and I'll walk away. Isn't it destructive being beautiful? Watch me as I own the goddamn runway. 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 Hey, hey.
But yeah, so Love Dumpster. Was it,
What questions do you have for us?
well, like, were you like listening to Rock Lobster, or like I always wanted to say Love Dumpster. No. No.
I like the
Well-
B-52s, but
Yeah.
that's not how we came up with our name.
Yeah, all right. So I mentioned that I was from punk band and stuff like that. We were definitely into like Rancid, Misfits. You know, there's a cool band that Wine Spear is very influenced in, The Living End from Australia. Love those guys, and we got to open up for them. That was a childhood freaking
so
dream.
cool.
Yes. Yeah, dude,
That is so
seriously.
cool.
Always wanted to open up for those guys, and we saw them every time, met them every time. And then when we did, it was like when we got backstage with them, it was no longer a fan to a musician. We were talking like musicians, and it was so weird. Management.
Not your homies.
Like, yeah.
They were actually nice. It was like
Unbelievable.
they were a bunch of assholes, but
Yeah.
That's always the worst.
So, have you guys like heard like the punk band like Buzz Poets and stuff in
Yes,
Pittsburgh and
of
stuff?
course,
Yeah,
yes.
okay, yeah. Like Pittsburgh
That's
had
from
a
back in the day.
yeah, but back in the day, Pittsburgh had a nice punk scene, and they still continue to brew through. Like, especially when I see it through Millville Music Festival and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, you go around there are some great freaking bands that are just like popping out. You guys have a great sound with that, especially being unplugged and stuff. Like, how was it different from one to just go against the man and then chilling out with the man? You know, as far as acoustic and rock.
We just went and we took our songs and we had a band practice. She also got a puppy. So I was holding the
2
puppy.
puppies in the last month and a half. So
Yeah, so
practice has been slim.
I was holding the puppy, and we just did our songs exactly how we would do them punk rock wise, but on acoustic guitar without drums and without a bass.
Yeah.
So we just stripped it down, and we were cracking up hysterically because acoustically, when you strip down the songs and the lyrically and like playing it like, and it sounds so serious, and the
Right.
lyrics are not serious at all. We do not take ourselves seriously at all, but it sounds so seriously, and everyone's like, oh, this is going to be very deep. And it's like, it's not. Your ex-girlfriend won't be stalking me anymore.
I know stalking is very deep.
Yeah.
That's a very deep
It's,
conversation.
play on with words,
Kneecaps broken, dirty whore, dirty whore. So yeah, acoustically, everyone's like, "What the fuck are they saying right now?"
Right.
I don't consider
Because they
myself
expect
the
us.
best acoustic guitar player,
I think they
so
expect like
I made
Carly.
it as easy as possible for myself.
I think they expect like Carly Simon stuff, or just, oh, here comes some Carly Simon. And we're like, no,
I would say my stuff actually is more like that, which is kind of funny, but it's always depressing because I don't know about you, but I can only write songs like if I'm sad or pissed off. Like,
Yeah,
I
no.
can't
Or if there's
write
a
happy
breakup.
songs,
For
yeah.
sure.
breakups are good material. Can
Absolutely.
somebody please break my heart so I can put out a new album?
Somebody pissed her
Yeah.
off before our Millville show last year, and it was like the best show ever.
Dude, sometimes that has to happen because you go into something so serious and it's like, I got a game plan and stuff, and things don't just go your way, and it's like, fuck it.
Yeah, a
pardon
lot
me.
of times it is better that way.
Totally, yeah, and
We're
just
a mature audience.
Yeah.
yeah, and you don't always go in there with a game plan. Sometimes you have a game plan, or you're like, F it, I don't have a game plan.
Yeah.
And sometimes those are your best shows when you're just like, I don't even know
You
what's
don't expect a lot, so you don't get
Yeah.
like let down if it sucks or if something doesn't work the way you want it to.
absolutely, absolutely.
That always seems like one of those things. It's like you just got to go with the flow. Like if something does like break or whatever, you don't want to panic. You shouldn't have to. It's like shit happens, and and I feel like that's what helps build your professionalism.
You were very good with the
you
microphone in interviews,
Oh,
by the way. You guys
thank
were,
you
like,
very
good
much.
players.
Yeah. It's just no.
You're
it's-
hired.
used to it,
You're hired.
yeah.
Yeah, no, dude,
me.
it's always cool to be like this. Like being I used to be a DJ radio host for 88.1 WSRU. Go Rock, the voice of the rock. Yeah, it's an
that makes sense.
alumni, man. Shout out to Slippery Rock. No, it's always good because, like, again, like me and the boys in the band, like, we're always surrounded with like,
boys in the
yeah, like Bruce Springsteen. Yeah, me and boys in the band, go on the boardwalk, play all those musics, Yeah. Dude,
I'm
good
not
band.
really a Bruce Springsteen fan, so can you guys please like simmer?
Yeah, so
All
we're
right, thank you.
about to go off.
All right, I know. I'm like, I'm getting it like in.
We'll do the boardwalk later. Yeah.
Yeah, you two can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could literally go up there.
Now
and
the
just
song stuck in my
play
head.
songs
Thank you.
forever. That's
Thank you.
Again, off our new album, Smiley Street, we have big bands, horns, synthesizers, all that kind of jazz. But again, I gotta strip this down. Gotta strip it down. This is a song I like to call Don't You Start. Written this song since 2014. It's one of them songs that it works. It's like the time wasn't right. It works, the time wasn't right, and then until we got the right guys in the band to make it the time is right. With the saxophone and everything, so it's like a Bruce Springsteen kind of feel with it. Anywho, again, this is Don't You Start from our new album, Smiley Street. The skies fall when the rain comes. The roses blossom, the fire dries and gone. stapled on to any wall written down in a song. Oh, don't you start without me. Don't you start with me. Oh, don't you start without me. Don't you start with me. All the doubt became the mood. Love or hate, it was too good to be true. Yeah, staring down the bridge we crossed, rolling down in the swamps. Whoa, don't you start without me. Don't you start with me. Whoa, don't you start without me. Don't you start with me. You picked out things that aren't right, only see what's good on the outside. With every day as a hit or miss, you're hitting that bullseye, baby, we're out of bliss. Yeah, it's the little things we miss. Wishing mom gets a better half. Pull away, away with the laughs. All the doubt became a move. Love or hate, it was too good to be true. Oh, don't you start without me. Don't you start with me. Oh, don't you start without me. Don't you start with me.
You know, you were mentioning about earlier, we were talking before we started filming and stuff, like, you know, there were times like you like to sing during certain keys, but when it gets down to business, you want to just drop D, right? Mm-hmm. And like,
Yeah, when we were talking about guitar tuning.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, with her vocal range too, like I was trying to play chords like to see if it would sound okay, but it actually just sounds better like doing like the downstroking and just like picking like that, because her voice, like, you know, she can do a lot with it. So for me, it's almost better to just be like the accompaniment.
Did a lot
throw
of
stuff in there, you know?
Did a lot of the songwriting like started from drop D, or what? Like, was it one of those things where you had standard tuning and then all of a sudden it was like you were playing with it? It's like, oh, let's start it. Like, did the bulk of the writing start it in that?
So
She wrote all those Love Dumpster songs.
So Lori is in a band called Ivan Faint. So she has her own style of writing and her own style of guitar playing.
Lots of solos.
Yes, definitely. And she's amazing. And her voice is amazing. We have two completely different styles.
I'm not drunk, I swear to God. I'm just,
Yeah, they're really stuck to the ground.
Yes.
We don't have a foot thing.
yes,
But-
that's what it is. No foot
So,
thing.
but no, for me, I can play guitar when I'm playing with people. It's very hard for me, just schematically to play and sing. So I personally
Oh, that's better.
need to
Now I feel
focus-
way more at home.
I I personally need to focus either on vocals or I need to focus on guitar. I'm not good at doing both.
Yeah.
So I can play guitar and I can sing, but doing both is difficult for me, and I know my boundaries. So I know what my levels are. Lori can sing and play guitar all day. She can do all that stuff. That's not. I can't. I don't do that. I can either focus vocally or I can focus on guitar. So that's where Lori comes in, and the rest of the band comes in with bass and drums. They cover the things that other people can't do, and they coordinate. You know how a band coordinates with each other.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You were talking about the guitar and stuff. The body memory is very challenging at times. It's like, so when it's like a drummer first time trying to get your whole body to be in sync, it does take time, and it's just like one of those things. It's
and there's
like
the hesitation. You're like,
yes,
because you want to get it perfectly done.
Totally get it. Yeah, absolutely. And if you guys are out there, you want to try it, just try it. Because
there's a lot of critics out there that are not musicians. Of like, you did this, you didn't do this. All right, then get your ass behind the drums, get your ass behind a clarinet, or try to read music,
clarinet.
try to count music, try to play, strum, and then they're like, and they can't.
Oh yeah, and the thing is, it's if your heart is still in it, then it's gonna go, and that's why we're so fortunate that the band's been together for 16 years, and
How many people are in your band?
it's four,
Okay.
and we've been through a drummer change and a guitar change,
Do you
but
have like guest people that do like the saxophone and all that, or?
Yeah. So we've matched up with like a lot of musicians from Youngstown, because our drummer went to school there and stuff, and so a lot of our album and stuff like that consisted of musicians from Youngstown and stuff, instead of just like the Pittsburgh area. Like, we've been so fortunate because where we live, Youngstown is literally in our backyard. And we've recorded in a couple studios. Our last album, we recorded in 3 studios, 2 in Youngstown and 1 right in Evans City with our buddies from Stationary Pebbles. We've been friends with those guys.
Is that the band name, or is that the?
Stationary Pebbles. Yeah, no, they're great. A great funk band. They're good guys, but they've been building a studio since 2015. Man, yeah. And but we've been working with them ever since. So we've been doing a lot of do-it-yourself albums and stuff like that, and we still do it. Like, over time, we just realized we need to build a team. So we have a guy that does graphics for us. We pay him to do it when the time comes. We got someone to help up with our website when the time comes, because right now it's like we don't have to be on it daily. It's like whenever the next wave comes. So we got new material coming later this year. Things are, a lot of members in the band are resetting themselves with different things, and then we're going to regroup ourselves and get back at it, and so meantime, I'm still going to be playing some solo stuff and enjoy myself, because the guys will be coming out with me, to play, because we're all going to still be busy, but and then
So you're getting out there and you're getting the name out there.
yeah,
So that's important.
got my little briefcase like the Blues Brothers, man, like, and here's my CDs and stuff,
So tell me.
That's what it was out there. Yeah.
Tell me about your I always ask everybody this.
Sure.
What is your songwriting process? Because some people, they say, I go off of bass and drums. Like, somebody comes up with a melody,
Drum and bass.
and that's how I come up with the lyrics. Or somebody comes up with the lyrics, and then I initiate the drums and the guitar. So, how do you come up with a song? Because for me, I'll be washing dishes, and I'm like, I hear the drums, and then I hear a melody, and then all of a sudden I start writing a song in my head, and then I hum it to the rest of my band, and sometimes my band comes up with a melody and I write lyrics to that, and it works out both ways. But mostly it's everything that comes into my head that I try to have my band come to fruition to make the song whole. How do you do that? What is your songwriting process?
Well, it started with being like my influences. So when you hear early records of Wine and Spirit, you'll hear more of classic rock. Like, I wanted to sound like the Rolling Stones. I wanted to sound like the Beatles and stuff, because that's all we were listening to at the time and stuff. And, really when we did that, I guess, like, when I started there, then I just kept on writing, and the writing just gotten better with more influences from other bands. And that's why, even though I love the Rolling Stones, the band The Living End comes back into play, because how like they wrote songs and how they displayed the songs on stage, I wanted to do the same attack. So there is a lot of times when I am playing just my electric guitar really loud, playing a strum, and it's like, I love this. Now I need something intensified to back it with the lyrics, and I'm thinking like, this is what I want to do on stage, you know?
But
like,
don't you love whenever you have somebody that you have, like you said, I want this, and then one of your buddies, your homies, they come in. They're like, well, I just picked up the bass. And they come in and they just nailed that bass. And you're like, dang it. You're in. You're like, ah.
And that's what we call chemistry kicking as its finest, man. It's a beautiful thing. And that's why.
And sometimes you don't have chemistry. So you're like, how about no?
Right. You know, I mean, it's like, you know, BTO,
When
man.
you
It's
have
like.
that, your heart's like,
Yep. Yeah. It's like Bach Turner Overdrive. Get a second lead guitar, chance to go far if you get with the right bunch of fellows, you know? But it really does, though. A really good team will work. If you got a bad apple in the band, it's not going to work in a sense.
It's not.
But, you know, it seems like you
And
guys
that's
have a great
okay,
rapport
too.
in your band, too.
that's
which
okay
is awesome.
if you have a bad apple,
Yeah.
because you know what? They're going to be a synergy with another band.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
not that they're a bad musician. It's the chemistry wasn't there.
It's like.
It's not for them. It's not for us. So that's okay. They can go. There's no bad blood.
We don't have ego problems. Everybody has their own job.
We don't take ourselves
No,
seriously
same here,
anyway.
yeah.
So we're like, who the heck wants to be in Love Dumpster?
Do you write like most of the songs? Did you guys like split it up or?
You know what? I mean, I've always been just kind of the guy that like thinks of an idea, and I'll call one of the guys. You know, I'll call one of the guys, like, hey, what do you think of this? Or what do you think of that? You know, like I do a lot of acoustic shows when the band's not playing, and my guitar player, TJ, we've been doing it for like 10 years. And a lot of the song process in that span has kind of grassrooted from that. Where it's like, oh, well, let's do that thing. Let's show the guy that thing we just did and stuff. And then the other two would just chime in with their 2 cents and stuff. And, you know, and our third record really kind of shows you that, because there was a lot of hands on every song and stuff. I had the idea, and then it was like skeleton, meat on the bones, and we had something going on. And, you know, in this album, like Adam, our drummer, he helped produce most of it, had a lot of links, like I said, to Youngstown and stuff. And then they had their 2 cents in on the organ and on the horns. Like, we went in for a saxophone session one time, and I'm like, I don't care what he did there, that sounded great. You know, like, dude, it's just like, we give him the free reign of like.
I like that when you can when you
give 'em the
have
free reign.
Yeah, when you have that synergy with somebody where you're like, I know that they are just gonna take this and run with
Yes,
it,
yeah.
and you whatever they do, we're cool with it.
We were pretty big in Jack White, and we loved how Jack White approached, you know, his solo albums and stuff like that. He always hired musicians on the gun that day. He wants like the freshest take from their minds, not something rehearsed, something that's like coming based off of, like, the first takes are always the best takes, and then you try to duplicate it and stuff like that, you know. So that was like one of those things that's like, let's get that first take, let's get that good take and stuff, you know. And so that's how that came about.
That's
you know,
a real thing.
but you know, we're stemming from trying to write like classic rock, and then it belled off of that, and now 10 years later it's like, hey, let's do this lick and see what happens, kind of deal. You know, I think when you write songs for a while, I think there's some blessing in a way where it's like, oh man, I have a way to be my own Happy Trees, your own Bob.
Fuck. Bob Ross.
Bob
right?
Ross, thank
Bob
you.
Ross.
Oh man, I'm gonna get shunned for that by the
there's
culture.
But there's also something to be
Are you
said
friends?
about when
Yeah,
you
are you-
have. There's something to be said about when you have like that synergy of people working with you, and they take it to another level that you never thought that your
Dude,
little
and that's what
song
makes
was
you
gonna
keep coming
happen.
back.
Yeah,
Yes,
and you're like,
yes.
what the heck?
Yep.
I did not imagine
Yep.
this song being this here. Like I thought it was gonna be here. You know, you have these expectations for you maybe limited yourself in your mind
Absolutely.
subconsciously, and then you know you have your band that just took it to a whole other level, and you're like, oh my gosh, what just happened here?
That's it. It's cool, man, when everyone, puts in their 2 cents and stuff. And then when you're playing, there's something about it where it's a great escape. We're at a point, I know, like the boys in the band, it's like when we go to practice, there are times, it's like, oh, I got practice. But then there are times, like, dude, I'd been wanting to play music, man. Oh my God, I need to, what a week I had. I need music, And for people to still have music as their escape, that's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. And I think sometimes people take it for granted and they walk away from it when it could be their savior the whole time.
Music is our bacon.
Yes. We should end it on that note right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is it.
Music is our bacon, and you are watching Backstage Pass.
Backstage Pass. God bless, guys. Thanks. Thank you. Rock and roll.
La 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 la. Yeah, my heart and soul. Here it goes, here it goes. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, no, 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 no. Whoa. Yeah, yeah. Oh, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know, don't you know.